Hi there. I was doing a talk, but I had to stop for some things, and yeah, had to do some things. But yeah, this talk is one of those relaxing evening talks that I sometimes do in the evening time when I'm in my room and all the candles are lit. You know, at night I like to, before I go to bed, it just relaxes me. I like to just sit with lights on and candles and just for a few hours. Just something that I think it promotes sleep, you know. And you know, I chose this picture because if you look at, like, especially the yellow dots on the mirror here, and that's one light. The green and the yellow is one light, like parallel realities. And that's the way this picture is how I see reality. You know, it's just all energies mashed together, like this picture. And that's how I think reality is. It might have been a mistake. You might think that's a mistake with the camera, and it probably is. But that's what reality really is. It's actually, as science has shown, it's well documented that reality isn't even physical. It's basically like this picture, energies mashed together, but we perceive it as physical because of a certain format that it orchestrates itself in. And this talk is one of those free-flowing talks I do. I do these talks where I don't think about what I'm going to talk about, you know. Someone said to me last week on Twitter, this person said that they looked on my website and they said that you don't talk in detail about your awakening. Well, the reason is because you're talking about an extremely deep personal experience, right? I mean, I decided to try and share this awakening and to try and awaken others, even though I've gotten insults for it, I've gotten hate for it, I've been called names for it. In this spiritual awakening, you know what you're here to do. But you got to understand that this person says to me, you don't go into detail or depth. Well, that's because it's a very personal experience, right? I talk about it, but even when I start to go deeper into it, you're talking about it's like you take a soldier who's had something very traumatic happen to them. Now, this awakening to me was the most traumatic experience of my life. Amazing experience, but super traumatic. You get someone that's seen anything traumatic, it's really a challenge for them to talk about it. And I try that, and I just go as far as what I'm willing to do, because even though this awakening was very healing and everything, it was also a very traumatic experience. You know, I had for years many theories about what really happened. My mother even said to me on many occasions that she doesn't even believe that, she believes that it's not even me anymore. She thinks that I had a soul switch, and that what happened was because that person, Sean, was so depressed, that my mum's theory is that I had a soul switch, and that the person was taken out of the body at the same moment as putting a new soul into the body, or what my mum thinks is a very more evolved soul, because according to my mum, it's not the same person. This is a theory that I embarked on myself during the years. It's funny that, because this is something that very early on in the awakening I was thinking about, because I used to think to myself, because all of a sudden I felt differently. And if you had a soul, if you got a soul, all souls have soul personalities. if you have a soul switch, if you have a soul switch, you've got to have the life force in the body. So you would have to have a situation where they both have to meet at this perfect point so that the body doesn't die. So when they meet each other, there's two souls, they would actually become each other. This is a theory I had in my head for many years, into the awakening, because I did awaken just under 10 years ago. I was 24, I'm 33 my birthday, so just under 10 years. And this is a theory that I had, but if they did meet each other, two souls, you would basically, the soul that has come into the body would become that person that's leaving. So all the memories of that person's life would become you. Except the soul personality is unique. You see? The soul personality, every soul personality is unique. And so it was, at the moment of awakening, it was like, oh my God. But if you would have had a soul switch at that point, just at that moment, I would have taken all the memories. So then in my memory, because I've taken on that person's memories, I have now taken on all their experiences. So to me, if I was that other soul, you'd become that person, and so to me it would be like you've been that person, but now you're a new person, when actually you're the new person because you are the new person. You're the new person's come into the body. And I found out later that this is a topic that is spoke about, and but ultimately the thing about it is, about, you know, especially about the two souls meeting each other, that's true, because you are each other. This awakening has showed me, you know, that in a way that did happen, because the old me was depressed and a new person kicked in. So it did happen in one way if you look at it like that, because you had one that was depressed, but the two, from what I've observed through this awakening process, the two entities, on all separation, it's all one. Everything is basically oneness working with itself. So in actual fact, there wasn't a separate soul or entity, or a change, if you want to think it's even an awakening. It's actually the same oneness in a dual experience, but it's not a dual at all. And this is what I've been shown on this awakening process. And what that other soul was, in actual fact, that did happen, because that other soul I'm talking about is what I call the heaven self. That's what it is. Right? And the old Sean has now went to heaven. You see, so the soul switch idea is actually, it might not be true totally, but it is true in another way. It is true because you are ascending and transcending and ascending to this, what I call the heaven self. So it is like two entities in a way, but that's how reality is. It's like two, it's like separation, but it's oneness, merely observing itself. It's a non-dual. There's no dual. It's just you and you. You see, like in this picture, like everything comes from nothing, nothing add nothing equals nothing. And we are aware now, so it means that the nothing is infinity. We know that. That means that the awareness is infinity. So you're just awareness, energy. And like in this picture, you see it's all mashed together. That's like reality. It's just energies mashed as physical. But it doesn't exist. Well, certainly not if you think that nothingness doesn't exist, but maybe it does. I think these talks I do, especially these kind of flowing talks, I think they will probably come across to some quite meditative, because I start to, when I'm starting to flow like this, I start to go into this meditative state, this blissful kind of meditative state, and what I'm accessing is just my energy field. You see, it's the divine energy field that I'm accessing. When I'm tapping into that, when I'm flowing, you know, when I'm not stressed out and talking about COVID-19 or the sheeple, because it really does frustrate me sometimes. But because I worry about the planet that is going to be left behind for the younger generation. I don't have any children, but I still live on this planet, and I have a huge a responsibility to try my best. And this is the kind of stuff the stuff I'm talking about now, the awakening and that, and my experience. People ask me about it, but this is I enjoy talking about this. But the deeper I go into this experience, the deeper I'm going into something really personal, and it was very deep and traumatic. You're talking about 1 minute you're one person, the next person it feels like another. So you can imagine how the soul switch theory can be very believable when you're going through this, because all of a sudden I'm depressed, but at the moment I awakened, I had enough. Like I say it's a lot, and I sat down and I had it. And then I started to go through this awakening. I didn't know what was happening. I was crying a lot at the time. My mum thought I was very ill. I was obviously going through an amazing thing. I felt like an angel. That's what I felt like. If I would have died and found out if I would have died at that time, and someone would have said you're a spirit, I would have believed them. I felt angelic, and this feeling of angelicness has stayed with me. And angelic is what we are, actually. We are actually the divine, but disguised as not. And the power of the all I was accessing is, it spoke about in the Heart Math Institute, the heart area. You see, we all can access this divine powers and stuff, but it's perceived by religious people and loads of people that the power is in Jesus. But what did Jesus say? He apparently said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So when he said, follow me, or something like that, he meant do what he's doing, not follow him and bow to him like pathetic little sheeple. See, this is the problem with humans. They are submissive so easily. I was saying in my last talk I done today, I was in a shop and I refused to wear a mask today. And even that, I mean, as it was being pressured onto me, I said to her, I've got to make myself ill. I just refused to do it. A very empowering thing as well. And I guess these talks, these free-flowing talks, these like I say, they are very meditative, because I feel it myself. And I hope it can help take you deeper within yourself, and for you to start your own spiritual awakening. Because all you need is to know how to awaken, because you need the spiritual awakening to connect you with the heaven self. And how you awaken it's all within you. It's all within that heart. Start feeling more and thinking less, right? In the heart space is a heart vortex, which is the connection to the heaven self, and that is the you. Because like near-death experiencers say, heaven is a place, and you live there as well. But it's also an energy field, because like I say, everything's energy. But I'm just going to leave it there. Excuse me. For latest updates, talks, videos, etc., please do check my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you.